This is JordanTower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right, so we got Nicki Minaj and SZA. Now, SZA says, I don't know Nicki Minaj. We have no connection to each other. There's no backstory. Like, there was no through line narrative. It was just like Rock Nation. I don't know where it came from. That's not even my place. Correct a narrative that I don't have anything to do with it. It was a strange thing. It was like, why? But there is a reaon why. SZA's just not saying. I think it was some old tweets SZA said about Nicki, if I'm not mistaken. And listen, Nicki Minaj, the type of girl that will hold on to everything she's seen someone say about her, and she doesn't let it go. And I don't blame her. I'm the type of person to let things go. Some people aren't, and I commend those people to stick to their guns and just keep that beef going, Okay, so now we got some music is dropping. Ice Spice dropped Pretty Privilege today, early, right? Trash. Horrible. I see desperate people to react to music acting like this is amazing. It's so bad. You would even think it's like a parody song. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, people like her make Gucci Mane look like Nas. Let's be real. And I you know what? We used to, in the beginning, I worked with Gucci Mane, but I was always like, well, this is just like a different style. It's like trap type of, whatever. But really, Gucci Mane would now you learn to even appreciate. I liked Gucci Mane's music back then, but today you appreciate it even more because it's like, wow, we're in a really bad time right now. Like, music is bad, bro. Like, T Grizzly's dropping an album. I can't wait to hear that. I like T Grizzly. I don't like all of his songs, but honestly, there's nothing out here that with any substance. There's nothing out here with any substance. And all you Drake haters will hate that I say this, but Drake is one of the only people with the attention on him that can kind of save music right now. But he's also destroying it at the same time. Listen to what I said. He could save it, but he's also destroying it at the same time. Yeet isn't good for music. Yeet isn't good for hip-hop. You might like some of his songs. I'm just telling you. Hip-hop is dying before our eyes. Sometimes you got to destroy to rebuild, right? We might be at that space where, the music industry has destroyed hip-hop. With these industry plants, and I'm not trying to complain or anything. It's just before, you've always had stuff like this. I think it just got out of control. I wasn't complaining before because it was well, you're always going to have industry plants. You're always going to have someone that sneaks in and has a moment. But sometimes, now the labels take that moment and they just stretch it and kill it. It's crazy. DJ Snake's dropping a song with Future, Travis Scott, Tsunami. This kind of music doesn't really entertain me anymore. I like DJ Snake, but this is kind of that mesh with hip hop and electronic music. This ain't it. I'm gonna be honest. Drake says people waiting for Ice. I don't think you're gonna get the Iceman album this year. He has too many issues going on with UMG and his label situation. Drake picked a fight with UMG instead of just kind of exiting the label. I would have just left. I would have just fulfilled my contract and left. I would have bounced. You could have gone to a lot of other places. I know UMG's the biggest machine, but it's it's kind of over there. After the whole Kendrick thing, you're done, bro. You picked a fight with them. Ferg drops Polo. Trash. Ferg's not even being challenged. Ferg used to be a great rapper, too. I'm going to be honest. There's a lot of trash coming out. Lil Baby keeps dropping songs every Wednesday. They're not good. Lil Baby, again, he needs help, bro. He needs a challenge. I think he forgot how to make a hit. Someone said, nah, he can keep this every Wednesday. I'm kind of scared about hip hop. Like, I didn't think hip hop would die. I thought hip hop would at least last another 10 years, you know? But we've been here before, guys. Like, don't get too worried. Don't forget 2009, 10, 11, okay? It was a lot of trash. I could name names. I'm not going to name them. But there was a lot of trash out here. And there was a lot of trash, bro. It was like just like now. I'm going to be honest with you. It's just that there was enough good artists. And the internet hadn't completely dominated at that point. Like, I had, but it hadn't got to the point where, like, you have TikTok hits and stuff like that. You didn't have TikTok back then. Instagram wasn't even a thing at that point, you know? So you weren't getting these viral hits off of, like, social media. And everybody wasn't a star back then either. Everybody's a star now, you know? You got all these reality shows. You got people just being famous for sitting in a hot tub and talking on stream. I mean, you know, it's like, you know, it's different. Okay, so Cenat has some issues with his girlfriend. Listen, man. I guess the girlfriend's mom cried out because Cenat. You should never try to turn someone's parents. I mean, someone against their parents. That's their relationship. You know, you got to kind of leave it alone. You know, obviously I'm married, so my wife has to get along with my mother, and I have to get along with her mother, and you just leave their relation. You accept them for who they are. They're family now. I mean, at that point with marriage, Kai's not married, but you kind of just have to accept the parents for who they are. That's who they are, and that's their relationship, and you just acknowledge it. And Kai's trying to turn, well, according to the mother, kids also want to play the victim now. The daughter, the Kai's girlfriend, is trying to say she grew up hard. Her mom didn't give the love she needed, but her mom provided for her, right? She said she grew up spoiled, but the love wasn't, the connection wasn't there. And, you know, it's like, kids, you're either going to starve and the mom's going to be there all the time for you, or you're going to be provided for. The most important thing is that you're provided for and the parent shows up to certain things. It's almost impossible for a parent to be like that involved. You know, this is not a television show, you know? This isn't TV. This is real life. So, you know, Kai is under fire for that. Whatever. Then we got Jay-Z, the kid who claims Jay-Z's his dad. They've been trying to fight this for 10 years. Well, it's been thrown out of court now, and they can't refile, so that's that. The Game still got them Maybachs. Salute to him. Kanye, he must have gotten the paperwork. I like that. I like that Game got those Maybachs from Kanye. You know, Game's got his own little things, but like Kanye's just crazy. And Game was like, yo, if you really going to give them to me, yo, I need them titles, man. And Kanye delivered. And he got them titles because they're not cool anymore, right? But Game still got them Maybachs. Salute to Game. Okay, so Vlad TV is taking Joyner Lucas to court. How do I feel about that? Well, I'll tell you why he's taking him to court for the first. Joyner Lucas posted up a video on his page, and I guess it went viral. It was one of Vlad TV's interviews. So it's a federal. It's a federal case in California. It's a clip to social media without permission or credit. Joyner Lucas, why wouldn't you give him credit? To boost his own visibility. Vlad accuses the rapper of copyright infringement for sharing a video from Vlad TV's interview series. Clip features comedian Ari Spears mocking British rap and was originally titled Ari Spears Clowns British Rappers. Sounds ridiculous, part 12. Lucas uploaded a 5-minute segment to his Joyner Lucas account on July 6th. This is when he was having a back and forth with Skepta, I think. post quickly gained traction, pulling 4.4 million views, 2,800 reposts, and 20,000 likes. Vlad owns Hot in Here Incorporated. Oh, really? The parent company of Vlad TV. His attorneys argue that Lucas knowingly used the copyrighted material to drive traffic to his account to promote his brand. And Joyner Lucas encouraged others to share the video. So here's an attempt to say Vlad was willing to drop the potential action in return for an interview with Joyner Lucas. However, that fell apart. Wow. Joyner, you should have just sat down for the interview. In fact, see, and then you get people in the comments. I'm not going to say the person's name. He says, get these types out of the culture already. If this is what kills rap, you can't push people out of your culture that are pushing it forward. Okay? Yes, Vlad has an aggressive way for things, but you can't argue that he hasn't helped push the culture forward with his interviews, okay? You got to stop, okay? Because when you push everybody out of the culture, nobody wants to partake in it, and your culture dies. If Chinese people started saying, hey, we don't want everybody just eating our Chinese food anymore, right? Only Chinese people. Nobody would go. Do you understand? Like, I know it's weird. I know. Bro, when you get something, you don't want to alienate anybody from anything. Say you're selling a product or you're selling a service. You don't want to alienate people like Kanye. Say how when he was dissing, a certain culture, right? They're not going to buy his music anymore. And then, in fact, people that are in power aren't going to push your music anymore. And then you don't hear about Kanye anymore. You got to be careful. Like, what makes this world go round is us all coming together in the end of the day. I say that to be a positive thing. Like, we have to be more inclusive. Now, I can understand if Vlad was like, came out of nowhere and just started doing interviews. You see that on Complex all the time. Someone comes out of nowhere and just tries to partake to make money. Vlad's been doing this, I could say Vlad's been doing this for a long time, okay? Vlad doesn't remember, but me and Vlad, I don't know Vlad personally. I have a respect for Vlad. We had an argument once, and it was because of somebody else. It wasn't because of me. It was because of my partner, our world star, Q. We were partners at the time, and they were like, Vlad's doing this, and they put me in a beef with Vlad. Okay, honestly, I didn't care about the situation, but they put me in a beef with Vlad. I didn't want to be in a beef with. This is when Vlad was starting Vlad TV, and I do feel bad about that situation because that was stupid. That wasn't even my problem. That was the problem with them. That was the problem with Q and Vlad, not me. But anyways, Vlad's been doing this a long time. Okay, he did mixtapes. He did this. I remember seeing him when I used to be rolling around with Mobb Deep. I seen him in DC once at some homecoming thing. Like he's been hustling. Okay, so it is what it is. Now Joyner Lucas could use the fair use argument. I'm just saying he could. It's an unnecessary legal battle that could have been settled with just like, hey, you use this. How about we do this together? That's all. You can't do fair use though if you don't credit, and he didn't credit it. He had to credit Vlad to even argue fair use. Boosie's still claiming it's 500,000 a year from Vlad. I know that's definitely not true. Okay, if Tekashi's getting 50,000, 60,000 in an interview, and he's doing 15 million, and Boosie does numbers, but not 15 million total. Boosie's probably getting like 10,000 an interview or 8,000 an interview, but that adds up because he does multiple interviews every year. So it doesn't add up to 500K though. Young Thug almost slipped. Young Thug's gonna end up back in jail if he doesn't watch himself. To continue hanging out and doing public things with certain people, you're gonna go back to jail, bro. Like, you got to be careful. Like, I think some people just don't respect freedom, you know? Nicki Minaj sent supplies to Jamaica. She's going to send more. She's sending more. They're coming, obviously, by plane or boat. Obviously, this shipment came by plane. And Skang is her contact on the ground in Jamaica. And they're handing supplies out. Salute to Nicki for doing that. A lot of people are doing that. And this is going to take... Knowing Jamaica and having done business in Jamaica, like, no, and continuing to, because my family has property there now. You know, my wife. You know, it's difficult. it's a difficult country to do business in, and things move slower. So this will probably be 6 months before they even get to like something. You know, 4 to 6 months where like they can restore the grid completely in that area that was really badly affected. It'll take 2 months for other areas like Montego Bay. I think they'll be restored completely with power within a month or two. But like West Milan, where's the St. Elizabeth area? I might be saying the wrong parish. There's what is it, Westmoreland? I forget what's it, Westmoreland. I don't know. It's over there on the west side. They got hit bad. I think Negril was okay, but it went right through like a certain area. It hit St. Elizabeth hard, and boom. You know, hopefully they need to get some temporary shelters in there immediately, because these people, you can give them all the food and everything, but if they don't even have like a tarp to go home to, you know, it's some wood sticks with a tarp, then they got nothing, man. You know, they got to send these temporary shelters down, these tents. I think, like, hopefully, like, I don't know. Hopefully that starts to happen. I've sent some tarps down and stuff. I've done what I can do for my neighbors down there, but that's about it. Duke Dennis reveals he spotted Kai's girlfriend clubbing with another man. I don't know if that's true or not. Then we got Pooh Shiesty saying he's 75% back outside, 100% studio ready. Boosie goes crazy dancing at the Hawks game like normal. Then we got Offset rejected a $10 million divorce settlement after demanding a larger portion of assets, stating, "I helped make her brand. I deserve it." Bro, you violated her, bro. Bro. Anyways. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I appreciate you all. Check you on the next one. If you want to run ads at the channel, jordantowermedia@gmail.com. Peace.